this video series, we're going to be looking at a few tips and tricks that you guys can use to help better process some of your drum loops. In this first example, I'm going to show you how to add some reverb to specific parts of an inherited drum loop. My first drum loop sounds like this. Which is great. I like the rhythm, I like the sonic quality of the drum loop, but I'm not too happy with the way that the snare sounds quite dry. Right, so it's quite a dry snare. So what I want to do is add reverb specifically to that snare. So rather than adding a reverb unit on the track itself, reverberating everything and trying to sort of balance the dry to wet and frequency levels, kind of depends on the reverb unit itself. Does it have that functionality? Does it not? So instead, what I've decided to do is engage a bus. On that bus, I've got a noise gate before my reverb unit. So if I just engage the bus there and solo, without any plugins, we'll be able to hear the drum loop in full. But let's just open the noise gate now. The moment that I engage this, as you can hear, I've only got a snare now. Now what this noise gate is doing, the threshold basically sets the level at which anything past this threshold gets reduced. And the amount of reduction, of course, is set by the reduction knob there. You've got a hysteresis knob, which is kind of the difference between the threshold values that open and close the gate. Over here, you've got the attack, hold, and release, which work kind of similar to the or to any sort of regular compressor, in that, you know, the opening and closing of the gate once the threshold is passed is dictated by these knobs there. And then finally, you have the EQ section where we're sort of able to filter out any frequencies we don't want to manipulate, or we do. So let's just play that back once more. Perfect. That's 4 snares completely isolated. What I'll do then, of course, is feed this output, or feed the output from the noise gate into, of course, a reverb unit. Now, I've just decided to use Logic's built-in Space Designer. You can, of course, use any reverb units at your disposal. The moment I engage this, though, and I've just chosen a preset there, by the way. And I've got a reverberated snare now. So if I just disengage this solo mode, the great thing about this is that because we're using a bus, I can essentially control the dry amount, i.e. the amount that's not reverberated here, versus the wet signal of the snare, which is controlled by this fader over here. So what I'll do is turn it all the way down, press play, and start to fade in the amount of reverb that I want. And I think I like that amount. So that's how you get reverb on specific elements in a drum loop, which is really great because, you know, like I said before, if you don't want the reverb unit to affect the entire signal, this is a great way of working around that.